Hey everybody! Apologies for the blank screen at the start there, you didn't see anything. Except that the splash screen was up for You Must Build a Boat. This is a new-ish, it came out while I was away at the Paradox event for Hearts of Iron 4, but it's a new-ish Match 3 game on Steam, and I say Match 3 right at the start because I don't want to bury the lead. This is the kind of game, I'm just going to lower this sound a little bit, this is the kind of game where, for many people, I think you're probably going to judge a book by its cover, and that's okay. If you are absolutely 100% morally, ethically, or personally predisposed to dislike Match 3 games that could totally succeed on mobile, as well as they would succeed on PC, or console releases for that matter, you're probably not going to like this. For everybody else, I hope you're ready to sit down, relax, and enjoy the ride, because You Must Build a Boat is the pseudo-sequel to 10 Million. 10 Million, a game developed by Luca Redwood, was a Match 3 game with permanent Rogue Legacy-style progression. Not really RPG elements, but kind of character building, and basically the more you Match 3, the more money you got. You use the money to upgrade yourself, to last longer in the Match 3 portion of the game, to get more money, etc., etc. Eventually, you got to score over 10 million and you won the game. I've played about an hour of this so far, had a great time with it, very addictive, very Civilization style, just one more runny, and the easiest way to describe it is that it's 10 million but more and better. It's also $5 on Steam, which is exactly the proper price point for this, in my opinion, and I am having a lot of fun with it. Let's just continue our previous game, and I'll explain a little bit of the central conceit. You'll forgive me for not having turned the mouse off, because you're going to need to see this in order to understand just what the heck I'm doing here. So, I really can't describe it more accurately than just more 10 million and with more shit happening. Basically, instead of calling it 10 million or 20 million, there's a bit of a thinly veiled You Must Build a Boat style conceit over top of this, and functionally and thematically, it's basically the same. We have resources, gold, knowledge, power. I might have that mixed up. Power, knowledge, maybe. And I believe that's silver. We use those for talking to the people on our boat. We have, this is our monster trainer. I'll talk about this after we do some core gameplay. This is our magic upgrader. This is our blacksmith. We sell our loot to this guy for extra gold. We get extra defense here. This guy gives us more information. And all these monsters here at the top basically give us passive benefits every time we go into the dungeon, which is what we're going to be trying to do. Oh, this might be far too loud. We'll find out soon, though. So it does take the place of, or it takes the conceit of there being almost like a story-based progression. You travel in this boat, you go to different worlds, and on those different worlds you meet different enemies who have different resistances, they're harder or easier to kill, they have different rewards, etc., etc. And there is like an end game to it, as opposed to just like, well, once you hit 10 million, you've won. It's much more robust in terms of its narrative, for lack of a better word there. I gotta click that again and just see how this sounds. It's a little loud, but we'll begin our run. So these are our objectives for our quest. We gotta find the ruby lens and find the satchel. I would like to point out, just as we get going here, as I lower the sound just a little bit more, I'm probably being overly paranoid, but anyway. Match 3 games are notoriously difficult to play while also talking over them. At least that's my personal take on the issue. So I'm gonna suck here, especially as I try to explain exactly what's happening. There is a lot of complexity happening here for a Match 3 game. So basically, as we get going here, there's a panel full of tiles, and then there's a gameplay panel up here at the top. Oh my god, it's so much easier to play this in full screen. I was playing it in windowed earlier. That is not the right way to do it. So let's talk about the screen at the top. We're fighting an enemy right now. We die when we get pushed to the far left side of the screen, which is actually looking like it's going to happen, like, pretty much right now. There is some luck elements to the game. Sometimes you don't spawn in the ideal way, and you find yourself having a difficult time actually killing an enemy. In order to kill enemies, we have two different... Well, let's start with this. We got a chest. We match keys in order to take advantage of that and open that up, and we'll get some kind of loot or gold out of it that we can use. If we want to damage an enemy, we have to match swords or staves. Staves being the staffs that you can see right here. These staffs do magical damage, and we can upgrade them independently of our sword, and the sword does physical damage. We can upgrade it independently of our stave. I recognize, by the way, that I'm going to look pretty shitty at this, and I would ask you to have mercy, please, as I'm talking at the same time. Let's talk about some of the other stuff we've got going here. Matching these crates gives us the opportunity to get an item and also clears out empty space, basically. Matching the brains, that must be knowledge that we get, and we use that to recruit monsters. Matching the fours gives us power. I don't know why it's represented by it. Oh, it's a muscle. It's not a 4. I can't believe I didn't figure that out earlier. Maybe you can understand my idiocy. Oh, we're going to lose again, I think, already. Well, that's definitely in keeping with the... Oh, we did it! That was close, though, but it's definitely in keeping with the fast-paced nature of the game. When we break crates, or, you know, the boxes here, oh, that's a trap coming up. We got to disable it, and we did do so, and almost unlock this as well. All right, the biggest thing that you've got to keep doing is just matching at all times. If you're not constantly matching, you're going to find yourself bereft of what you need tile-wise in order to be able to succeed here in the future. Shields, let's talk about those. Those give you the ability to have a greater shield. You can't see a shield on myself right now because I'm in combat, but basically this gives us the chance to absorb some damage from the enemy, and it makes us harder to push off the screen. The keys open chests, the biceps are power, the brains are knowledge. I think that's basically it. By doing the crates, you have a chance to not only clear empty space, but also get items. And basically, your goal is pretty much just to survive as long as possible and pay attention to what's going on so that you're able to match things. I'm pretty notoriously bad at match 3 stuff, so I'm pretty terrible at this, but that doesn't stop it from being a whole hell of a lot of fun. There's our shield right there, as you can see. There is a bit of a combo-based scoring system in the game. Some of the tiles do just have multipliers on them, like this stave right here has a multiplier on it. You unlock that very, very early in the game. Oh, I shouldn't have matched that yet. What I like about this is that there's well, that was an example of the combo-based system there, by the way. We got 2 things going at the same, we got 4 tiles in a row instead of 3, and thus we got double the effect. So whenever you have the opportunity to set that stuff up, you should definitely take advantage of it. Okay, we want to match it up like this. Don't panic. Don't panic, but also hurry, because this is not looking so good. Oh, I have resigned myself to failure already. I am finding 0 matches. Why am I finding 0 matches? There we go, we got a match there. What I really like about it is that there's stuff to do, even when, yeah, we're screwed. I've screwed myself, but oh, we use the special horn here that's just gonna use all of our monsters that we've already discovered against that guy. Oh, we can disable the trap that way. This is one of our objectives here. If we can actually get 8 damage done to this thing, we can unlock the next thing. No, I'm not ready to go yet. There we go, that should do it. Oh, that's gonna give us the quest completed there. There's stuff to do even when there's nothing on screen. Like, we can still match knowledge, we can match power, and those are gonna help us out. We found a satchel, so that's gonna complete a quest for us here. Let's collect our reward. There's constantly stuff to do, you're constantly moving. It also has a lot of this Hearthstone-y style, huge dopamine releases like this. Isn't that satisfying? Click on it again. Click on it extremely rapidly, it'll explode. Look, there's a lot of this stuff that you would be very cynical about if it were in a match 3 free-to-play game where you had like a limited amount of energy, and then, you know, it's like, well, if you pay $1, you can tap on this box, open it up, and get some more energy. Nah, dog. This is all for the, you know, base cost of what it's got going in. It's got that like psychological engineering element to it, but not in a manipulative way, which I think is very good. Up to 5 unused items and spells will remain on the board. Okay, that's a good passive item there. We've done a few match 3 style runs here. Why don't we talk about what's going on here? Basically, as you complete quests, you get closer and closer to leaving each area, but within each area there's an NPC or 2 that you can recruit to your cause. So we have 286 gold, 48 power, 107 knowledge. Why don't we go talk to this disco ball down here? And basically, this guy allows us to offload our loot that we don't want. You saw that we got like a sponge or something like that. We can sell that, and you can see what we get for it. We got 28 power for selling our sneakers, which is weird to me. There you go. See, we sold our sponge. That gives us a lot of gold. Then we might say, I wonder if we can look at our character or something like that. I don't believe that we can. We can say, you know what would really benefit us right now is increased defense. So let's go talk to our armorer up here. And then we get a couple of choices here. We get upgrade for 280, much permanent damage resist, and a little bit of enemy speed reduction, or a little bit of extra shield power and more shield boost per match. I'm going to take the cheaper one for a little bit more permanent damage resist. And again, some mobile type stuff, but it's actually very satisfying and I like it, and for once I'm not ashamed to admit that I like it. This should illuminate for you basically what's going on here and how 10 million-y this is. If you were hoping for something different from 10 million, you're not going to get it. It's a different game, but the fundamentals, like the game design document is pretty similar, I have to imagine. You go out, complete match 3 quests. These give you rewards. You use the rewards to give you some kind of incremental bonus, basically, to your stats. You know, you go out and all of a sudden, now we take 2% less damage than we used to take. It makes us so we can go out further, get more rewards, come back and upgrade it even further. And basically, it's a game that is permanently about grinding. You're constantly grinding, but you're grinding in a fun way because the match 3 stuff is so dynamic and fun. This is recruiting monsters. So if we have enough knowledge or power or both, We can recruit these 40 and 70, 40 power, 70 knowledge. Sure, let's recruit the openers. These guys give us passive benefits. It's basically like trinkets or something like that. Plus 3% lockpick chance. Okay, so a better chance of our keys working out for us, basically. And I don't think we're going to be able to get anything else. That's fine. So let's go out and do more. Basically, you go out, gather resources, come back, grow your boat. Find the ruby lens, and defeat 6 monsters. So if we defeat 6 monsters, which is definitely going to happen, this is like a story quest. This will give us another NPC, and by completing these 2 quests, I think that'll be the end of this little area that we've been in. Each area so far has taken me about, 15 to 25 minutes, and you're constantly seeing new stuff. It keeps it fresh. I saw in a Steam review that the overall length of the game was pegged at around 6 hours. That's actually very robust for a game that is, $5 on Steam. Of course, there are games. Oh, I picked up Fallout New Vegas in a Steam sale and got 100 hours out of it for $250. That's also a great deal. That doesn't exempt this from also being a great deal if you like what you're playing. And I think 6 hours, by the time you get to 6 hours of this, you might be overstaying your welcome a little bit, but I do like that it has that kind of longevity. 10 million. I don't know if I ever beat it, but Kate beat it in like 4 hours, so it's not that dissimilar, and I think this is more engaging, at least in my hour or so thus far. The game moves quick, it seems fresher, longer than 10 million would have been. And 10 million, I never played it after I beat it, or after I watched Kate beat it, and I still think that game is really, really good. It's the kind of game, maybe you won't find yourself coming back to it, but in the moment, I think you're going to enjoy it if you're into this sort of thing. So let's begin our run here. So I'm going to start matching up some stuff. I like to match up shields right off the get-go if we can to give us a little bit of a head start here. And now that we've got a little bit of permanent damage resistance, that is very satisfying. Now that we've got a little bit of permanent damage resistance, we should expect to be a little bit better off against our enemies. So let's set up some combos here. That worked out pretty well. I didn't mean to do that. This guy is a pain in the butt. We got to match some stuff in order to get some combos going here. That 5 shield is going to be great for us. And we'll do another shield here. Mostly, like, any match is better than the no match. Of course, you're going to be on the lookout for the perfect match. You know, if you're fighting an enemy, you're going to want swords and staves. But sometimes it's best to just get, like, a panic match out there. There's a spell that we can use. Sometimes it's best to just get a panic match out there that, oh, this guy's hitting me at range. Shit. A panic match out there that clears out some tiles and gives you a new viewpoint. You know, a new lease on life so that you can actually, go attack an enemy. There is also a new thing in this game. Versus 10 million, you can match dynamically, like as tiles are falling, as combos are resolving. Did he heal himself? You dirty dog. As combos are resolving, you can still affect things. Oh, I'm freezing up. I'm freezing up. I'm freezing. Use the fireball. You know, you can't take it with you. Let's match some keys. Get the fudge out of here. Get better tiles on the screen. Help me. Rachel. Ah, we lost again. I've been trying to find that effing ruby lens for so long. Yeah, so as combos are resolving, you can still move the tiles. You don't have to just sit and watch it happen, which again, I think it plays to the game's strengths of constantly having you doing something. You are constantly occupied if you want to be occupied, and I think you benefit from being occupied while you play the game. If you want something to do, there is always something to do. You can match shields, you can match knowledge, you can match power. Oh, we gotta get some keys so that we disable that trap. Holy crap. Those traps are super annoying. We got we got the ruby. I think that they finally maybe took pity on me and were like, okay, just give this motherfucker what he needs to progress through the game. That was a really strong combo there. Well, not combo, but just like quadruple match or whatever. Okay, let's get as many things lined up here. Mostly we just want to get swords and staffs on the screen if possible. There we go. We can match that one. Again, please don't make fun of my matching skills. I recognize that I'm bad, and that's the first step on the road to recovery. I think I almost screwed up my combo there. We're so close. So close. Yes, we did it. Okay, when you get a really, really satisfying run, and you've got a ton of momentum, hey, we got some cool sneakers out of that, and you get some momentum, it's incredibly satisfying. And the game gets super tense as well. Like when you're like, oh shit, like I really shouldn't have defeated that guy, but I actually managed to make it happen. And now I've got a good chance of maybe getting further than I've ever gotten before. It's really, really satisfying. Now, something that some people might not like, there is a lot of luck involved in the game. Sometimes you'll just get, like, awful spawns, basically. And if you don't get good shit right at the start, and, like what if we came across this right at the start and didn't get any, Are we screwed? We're probably screwed. I'm freaking. I'm free. Oh, there we go. We got one. Break the tiles. Ah, we tried. At least we didn't get the ruby lens, we just got a ruby. Okay, well, let's come down here and we'll sell that. That'll probably sell for a lot of money. 47 gold. That's actually pretty substantial. Maybe we'll get like a passive upgrade to our sword or something like that. 462, 90, 420. Well, a little bit of extra minimum damage. Never hurt anybody. Hey, 13. Do you have another cheap one for sale? 200. Well, it is cheap, but it's not cheap enough. Yeah, it gets tense and it gets intense. But yeah, there's some degree of luck for sure. You could actually, I guess we could take a quest off. And that would lower our danger, but also our quality of loot. So there is like a, I didn't even realize that there's kind of like a difficulty multiplier the more quests you add on there. That's cool, so you almost have like a dynamic difficulty setting. Oh, and the satchel, I guess, has made it so that we could keep that arrow with us there. That does some direct damage, which is actually potentially meaningful depending on the difficulty of the enemy you're fighting. Probably something we should have saved maybe for a more difficult enemy, but whatever. What's done is done. Okay, we need some keys here. I believe that the quality of the treasure chest dictates how likely your keys are to actually work. I guess they're not, I mean, they are keys, but I think that it's technically lockpicking or something like that. What's important is that it's actually not important, if that makes sense. What's important is that this game is extraordinarily accessible. So even if you don't understand exactly the inner workings on by now minutia type level of what's happening here, you can still have a whole lot of fun. I have had a lot of fun with the game, and I do have a little bit of breathless enthusiasm for it right now, which is not to say that I think that this is necessarily going to be what I think people remember about 2015 in games if they play it. However, when You Must Build a Boat came out, I was like, you know what? I have really fond memories. Oh, we got to match a key. Luckily, we did and disabled that trap. I have really fond memories of 10 million, and I don't think I fully realized that until I played You Must Build a Boat. I was like, oh yeah, this formula is like, it's incredibly psychologically manipulative and a ton of fun. It's like a kind of like, oh yeah, you're playing to my base human instincts right now, or human tendencies, and it feels so good. So we gotta match some keys here if we're gonna get this. I've failed this shit so many GD times. Where are my key matches? I can't finish it like this. Oh, you're gonna do me dirty again, aren't you? We can do this and break those spots right there. Okay, there we go. We got a 4, and we got 2 times, and we actually did it, and that should be the Ruby Satchel now, which sounds like a great name for a euphemism for an anus, if you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, this is us getting to the second stage of this level, basically. As far as I know, it's every single one of these worlds is kind of endless. It just ends... Wanted to wait until we got the damage bonus there. It just ends when you lose, basically. So it gets harder, but also the rewards increase the longer you go on. So you really are incentivized to go on as long as possible so that you can get the best rewards that you can possibly get. You know, it is a video game in the video gamey-est sense of the word. We've been doing... Oh, there we go. Our horn actually works. So that's like a passive ability that we got. It's like loot that we got from an earlier level. That allows us to kind of have like a second chance, basically. But as you can see probably from its cooldown timer right now, it takes forever to recharge. So we don't have a choice in it. It just uses itself whenever it's ready. Where's my keys at, dog? Where's my keys at, dog? Okay, we'll take this one down. Give me some keys. Still, pretty good. All right, we got both of our rewards here. Let's see what we got. Ruby Lens should give us another like sweet piece of loot that we can use in the future. What do we get? So we got an amulet. Ruby Lens. Ultra chests can now appear in dungeons with more than 150% quality. Interesting. And then we'll get a new NPC. What does this NPC have to do for us? Spells not quite packing the punch they used to? For a low price, I can give you the boost you are looking for. So that'll make the spells that we get from crates better, I guess. And again, it's just one more thing to spend your resources on. So you could probably like mathematically chart the game. Like, what's the ideal thing for us to do? Well, I'm assuming... Oh, our boat got bigger here. I'm assuming that we spend on whatever gives us the best, you know, opportunity cost. Okay, so this Woodward gives us information about what's going on in the game, basically. Like, it's like a bestiary, if you will. Monsters in Fragile Monsters dungeons take less damage to defeat. Could have probably figured that out. Your shield has no effect in a vulnerability dungeon. That's terrible. All right, that's all the information that he has for us. And this is our alchemist right here. So let's go talk to them quickly. How much is it? Oh, it's expensive, and it costs power. Or sorry, it costs knowledge as well. But let's upgrade our fireball. I've never seen that lightning spell. And we'll click on this. I can see how this would get annoying after 6 hours, but for now, I'm still super into it. Oh, now we got pyro ball instead of fireball. Okay. And that should have been the end of that mission. Or like, yeah, all the quests are complete in the Clockwork Ruins, so now we're gonna click that arrow. That will raise anchor, and then we'll get out of here. And you can see that I'm not bullshitting you when it comes to the amount of time that I've been playing the game and the character, the progression as we go. See? We're at an hour and 23 minutes of gameplay there. I got through the first area in 9 minutes, then 26 minutes total, 45 minutes total. Now we're at about roughly an hour and a half as it looks like we're heading to a sewers. And of course, you gotta go for the, you gotta have a sewers level if you're in a video game. Now, functionally, this is a pretty superficial difference, you know? We're just in an area with different colored water. We're gonna fight different monsters and get different rewards. But it does give you a feel for, oh, fast traps. I don't like that. Anything that puts more pressure on me. It does give you the feel that the game is like progressing more so, which is really cool. It's really, oh, I didn't think that was an enemy. I didn't know what that was, to be honest with you. It's a great refinement, and I really think that that's the best way that we can, or I can describe this. It's a refinement of the Match 3 formula that was originally set out in 10 million, and it does a fantastic job of making me, you know, despite the fact that I've played this game before, I'm like, I want to play more of this game. This is like, it is 10 million, but it's like a director's cut version of 10 million. It's like the difference between Enemy Unknown and Enemy Within, you know, when it comes to the XCOM series as just an analog. It's really good, and at $5, it's not like the developer has, you know, there's no way to say this without sounding impolite. It's not that the developer has misconceptions about what the game is, quote-unquote, worth or what it can sell for. Some people may disagree with me for saying that, and that's also totally fine. But I think it's a shrewd price point for the game to be at. Oh, we are totally gonna brick it here. No, I didn't mean to do that. I wanted to match the... Just kill me. I fucked it. We got frozen by that trap, and as a result, I will not be able to do anything here, despite the sweet-ass double matches. But oh, our Horn of Plenty came back and saved us in the clutch. I don't know how we unfreeze ourselves, by the way. But we've done it now. I assume it was just a time-based thing, but maybe not. Yeah, it's a good game, possibly even a great game, an extremely easy game to recommend. And really, I have nothing negative to say about it except, and this is not even really about it, but a lot of people are going to be predisposed to be negative to it based on a genre. And that's totally fine, too. You know, it's not for everybody. I'm not... Oh, there's... Yeah. Saw the match at the last possible minute there. Let's run it again. I'm not going to be the guy who's going to say everybody should play this Match 3 game, right? I know it's not for everybody. I don't have a high predisposition towards liking Match 3 games in general. I like 10 million, and I like You Must Build a Boat. Apart from that, it's not really my genre of choice. But this does it really, really, really well. Oh, shit. Okay, let's match these up like this. I gotta beat some more muck beetles, man. I'm not doing a very good job right now, am I? And I'm, again, for the 300th time, very conscious of the fact that it's probably a lot easier to, you know, see it when you're not actually playing it. That's just video games in general, isn't it? For the most part. Unless you're B-Rex, but we don't talk about that guy. Match a key! Match a key! Match a ka! I don't know how we... Oh, it looks like we break ourselves by just matching anything, maybe? Every match seems to have a chance to break it. Oh, come on. Ruka, I was just joking. I'm not actually mad. You don't have to come in here, buddy. It's okay. I am real bad. Didn't even beat 3 muck beetles. This might be the last one that we do over the course of the game, or over the course of the video. I think it's pretty clear what my thoughts on You Must Build a Boat are. It's not for everybody, but I think it's probably for a lot of people, and it's quite good. Priced well. In the Steam sale, it's like 10%. It might even be more than that. I think it might be 25% off, but you'll have to check that out for yourself depending on when the video comes out. This is an Ultra Chest, is it not? Let's match it! I want to get this. It might not be an Ultra Chest, but it's rarer than any chest I've ever seen, I think. Oh, that's actually a pretty sweet haul that never seemed to end, and I was very thankful for it. It probably should have been matching during that period, but anyway. Yeah, if you're at all interested in this, I would definitely recommend it. It's a lot of fun. It is in the, you know, most flattering way that I can possibly describe it, a little bit of a diversion. It'll become a temporary obsession at most. I think that's totally okay. And honestly, if they just keep making 10 million-esque games like this once every 2 years, I think I might be totally okay with it. After 10 million, if you had asked me, I probably would have been like, well, that's pretty much all you can do with the Match 3 genre, but no, they've done a great... Oh, Match a Key! Every time, man, my brain freezes! They continue to, suck me back in just when I thought I was out. That maybe didn't come out 100% the way I intended. I gotta learn more Match 3 patterns, man. That's my problem. It's like when I'm matching, I only have like one set of criteria that I'm looking at, and it's not good. I'm not quite fucked yet. Okay, good. we may actually be able to continue along here. Even though this is just for the video, I still find myself being invested, and that's like the ultimate compliment that I can give. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Yeah, I've done it now. Almost. I didn't even defeat 3 muck beetles that time. Anyway, this is You Must Build a Boat. This game's real good. I like it a lot. There's almost nothing negative I can say in spite of the fact that... Not in spite of, except for the fact that it's a Match 3 game that is not going to be conducive to everyone's enjoyment. But if you're open-minded with this, and you've played Match 3s before, and you like the gameplay, You Must Build a Boat is possibly the best Match 3 game I've ever played. I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I think it's pretty triumphant as far as a game of this scope goes. If you want to pick it up, there will be a link in the video description below to pick it up on Steam if you're interested. And of course, if you enjoyed the episode, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.